Hi everyone, Zoe Cavotta here. So what I have for you on the screen is what a typical unit test would look like for me in my Regents chemistry class. This was pre-pandemic when I had all of my students in class on testing days. They would get a printout copy of this test along with a clean reference table, not their own copy where they can write all over it. They'd be given a Scantron and a calculator. So I would have them complete the multiple choice questions on the Scantron, and then the short answer questions, they would write their work down directly on the short answer questions. Now, moving forward, I have some students who are completely virtual, so this in-person unit test situation doesn't really work for me. So I've had to move my assessments to online. I typically use Castle Learning, which is a website for Regents teachers to use. There's test banks of all of the archived Regents exams that you can pull from using their topics or just an entire old Regents exam. I do use old Regents questions. I find, I'm not only teaching the students the content, but they also need to be familiar with the way in which questions are worded for when they get to the Regents exam. I do sometimes adapt them to my class. I like to include students' names in them for each class. I like to use my name. I get a laugh out of them when I do that. To make it a little more personalized, but for the most part I keep the wording very similar, if not exact. So for this specific assessment though, I did put my multiple choice questions on Google Forms. So this is what it would look like. In Google Forms, you can have multiple choice questions, you can have short answer questions, you can have long response questions. On any given question, you can give as many options as you want. You can mark off required here so that they have to answer it. You can add an answer key to it with points associated so I can automatically grade it for you, which is really awesome. You can include images here, so that's what I did for this multiple choice question where I had a diagram, and then they just click in the answers and I can see their individual responses. It also creates a pie chart for me for each question. I can submit it and open it up in a Google Sheets with some data in it, which is really nice. The only thing is for short answer questions for this unit specifically, I need to see their work. So another tool I like to use is Kami. So Kami is a resource used for PDFs, or you can use Google Documents, you can use Google Slides, and it's a way for me to mark up student work as well as students to show their work. So I created, I had my short answer questions in a Google Doc, so I could have just automatically opened that in Kami. I also, just for this specific assignment, I saved them, the 2 short answer questions that I had as a PDF, and then I opened it up into Kami. I have an extension saved on my computer, so I can open it right up from there. So this tool is really nice because I can highlight things. So I can pick a color and I could highlight like the directions, for instance. I can, as a teacher, after they submit their work, I can add comments. You can use a voice comment, you can use a talk to text tool, you can use a video, you can screen capture. So I love that aspect for giving feedback. Students and myself, students can show their work using a text box, and I ask them to use a different color other than black so I know it's their work. So for this, they can use that feature. They have Chromebooks, so they can use the drawing tool and actually write on their Chromebooks, as can I, to give feedback and for them to show their work. I ask them to box their answer at the end, so they can use the shapes to box their answer. They can highlight their answer. They can use the drawing tool to capture their answer. You can also include images in there. There's an eraser tool. The tool I really love as a teacher here is the text to speech and then the comment feature for when I want to give feedback. But I like this resource for assessments where I do need to see their work because a lot of kids like to write it out and they love that drawing feature, as do I, for giving feedback. And then students just have to, this automatically saves every couple minutes, and it saves to their Google Drive in a folder called Cami Uploads. And then they just go onto Classroom under the assignment name, and they turn in their PDF file using that Cami upload folder that's already going to be on their Google Drive. So that's, and also a super nice feature is that it automatically saves as they're going. They don't have to save it, periodically, so they don't lose their work. So this is a really great feature for my all virtual students who I really want to see their work, but I can't give them paper copies of the assessments. So this is the next best thing that I have found for that type of assessment. So hopefully that's helpful. I know Cami is new to me. I know it's been around for a while, but this is the first year I'm using it. So hopefully this is a resource that you can use as well.